What's good, y'all? It's Tequila Beats. I'm finally back. I know it's been forever, but school's crazy. But I'm just gonna get right into it. We're doing the instrumental for Driver's License. Biggest song of like the past month, literally crazy. And I just thought it'd be cool to do some pop stuff as opposed to hip hop. So we're just gonna do that right now. First is the pianos, and as you can see, I had a bunch of notes written out like following videos. But then I just realized I should just download the video because that piano sounds way better than one that I used. So I basically just ripped one off YouTube, didn't add too many effects, just had some reverb on it and some EQ whenever the beat drops. But this is kind of just a little preview of what that sounds like. And then the next thing that is super important are just the claps, which this is what they sound like. All I did was literally clap into the microphone, then I add an EQ to take out lows and highs, compressor to make it louder, a little bit of chorus and a little bit of distortion, little reverb, really nothing much. But then next we're gonna go into the kick and the bass. All the kick is just a 4 on the floor during the build up, and this is what it sounds like. But then for the basses, I have a few. The first one that I use for just the intro sounds like this. And of course, the FOP is going to be below. And stay tuned because I am going to be going over the vocals and how I did those. And that's going to be super interesting. Bunch of really cool stuff goes on then. And then I really just add a few more claps, and this is what the whole build-up sounds like. Dog alert, say something. That was a letdown. Okay, so the dog might be... The dog's just going to be chilling in the background. But to get into the drop, I'm going to first start off with the basses because the really deep sub bass is super interesting, and I'll show you what I did for that. All I did for that is literally take out all the highs out of it, so it's literally just the sub thing. And then I also add a limiter because later with all the basses, I'm going to sidechain them to the kick so that whenever the kick hits, it sounds like there's a more of a pulsating effect, which just adds a little more, depth to the beat. And then for the claps and the snares, they're really just two differences. On the 1 and 3, there's just a weird little clap that kind of sounds like a snap almost. Then on the 2 and 4s, there's a really hard snare that has a bunch of the highs taken out. For the clap, all I really added was this cool reverb that just makes the tail last a certain amount of length. And then I also have a bunch of highs added into the clap just to give it, a little bit of jingle up at the top. And then for the snare, all I did was cut out a lot of the highs with an EQ and Fruity Love filter. And I added a little bit of distortion to get a more oomph. And then of course, a little more reverb because this whole song has reverb all over it. And then there are also these strings / pads, and this is what they sound like. And for those, all I did was add RC20 to really sterilize them, EQ to cut out lows, and a lot of those high mids because I didn't want them interfering with the vocals. And then reverb and fruity chorus just to give it a little cooler feel, more like the song. And then for the vocals, do not roast me because I just kind of did this for fun. I'm not a good singer by any means, not even close to Olivia Rodrigo, but I just slapped on autotune, sung. But for all the effects before I show you, I cut out some lows, some low mids. I just try to really make it fit within the beat, so I really just cut out and carve some frequencies with a lot of EQs. A Maximus for a de-esser because I have really strong sounds whenever I sing. Then I also have a compressor to make sure everything's around the same dynamics and all that. Distortion to make it, a little louder and add a little more saturation. Another EQ, reverb, which is super important. Put a good bit of it, delay, and then a Pro Q3 just to add a little bit of clarity to my vocal. And then I did a bunch of takes, including one really high one, which was super hard to do because I can't hit those like Like, it's super hard for me to hit, so it doesn't even sound that good. But these are all the vocals all together.
Red lights, stop signs, I still see your face in the white cars, front yards, can't drive past the places we used to go to, 'cause I still fucking love you. Red lights, stop signs, I still see your face in the white cars, front yards, can't drive past the places we used to go to, 'cause I still fucking love you.
The real key to the vocals is just adding a bunch of different takes so that you can pan them to the left and right, also some higher ones and also some lower ones. But that's basically the entire breakdown. As you can see, there's really nothing much going on here except for during the big drop where they have a few basses, synths, the piano, and the vocals are really what drive this entire song. The instrumental, it's really nice, super cool. There's a lot of ambience and you're really waiting for something to happen, and it delivers at the end. But again, this is more of the vocals doing all the work, but there's still a lot of stuff that I hope you learn from it. And there's a bunch of really cool techniques that they use, such as self-recording claps and also just doing these bunch of takes of vocals so that they could get this really wide soundscape. And that's it, and there's no promises for any future instrumentals or exactly what they will be, but please drop recommendations, comments below, and I'll be dropping new kits soon. I'm really excited for them, and I'm really improving, and I really look forward to catching y'all again, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.